Yoga Basics, Class 2, and we're going to review from last week. And the first thing that we talked about last week is when we sit, that your hips are higher than your knees. So for me to sit, to have my hips higher than my knees, I've got to make a little castle, if you will, or throne. I like the word throne. And so I sit so that my hips are higher than my knees. And that keeps my spine nice and long as opposed to rounded. Because we talked about it last week, that the long spine is the healthy spine, a flexible spine is a youthful spine, and motion is lotion. So we'll go from there. So we start our practice always by centering, but we center with that long spine and we center being grounded. So let's begin by centering ourselves and grounding, pressing your hips into the earth, connecting to the earth. Think of your pelvic bowl as level. This is a bowl. And we connect to the earth and visualize our roots going into the earth. And visualize our spine like a tree trunk. And that trunk, the energy goes up and down the trunk of the spine. And all the way at the top of the tree, of the trunk, are our branches, which actually reach up and out to the sun. So if we can hold that visualization for most of the class today, we'll really visualize that long, strong spine that is connecting to both the earth and the sun. So we bring ourselves into awareness of ourselves. We take a few deep breaths. We take inhale through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. And inhale and exhale. Just releasing and showing up for today's class. One more time. Inhale and exhale. So our monkey minds want to go all over the place. They want to go to the past, they want to go to where we have to go this afternoon, or whatever it is. We're going to train our minds to come into the moment, to come into ourselves, and go into our inner landscape. So we do that withdrawing from the external world and bring our awareness to the breath. Because first we focused on the body. Now we'll focus on the breath, and we'll bring the breath up and down the spine a few times, up and down the trunk. So at the base of your spine, inhale, because energy follows awareness. So wherever you place your awareness is where your energy will go. So we place our awareness at the base of our spine, at the base of our trunk, our hollow tube, and we inhale and we bring our awareness up our spine on the inhalation and retain for a moment at the crown, and then exhale and bring your awareness, energy, breath, and awareness down the spine into the roots of the earth. And then inhale, we bring the awareness, energy, and breath up, and exhale, we bring it down. And remember, we talked about inhaling and belly gets big, and retain, and exhale. So we talked last week about filling the pitcher. Inhale, filling the pitcher from the base up. You pour the liquid into the pitcher and it fills from the base up. And then we empty the pitcher from the top down. Right? So do that a couple more times. Inhaling, filling the pitcher from the base up. And retain. Take some sunshine. And exhale, bring that sunshine into the earth. So you're a conduit here. And just that little breath work changes your whole nervous system. It's pretty simple to just come into the moment. Now bring your hands to your heart center and connect with your heart. Breathe into your heart as we give ourselves permission to be heart-centered beings, to be beings of feeling rather than thinking all the time. So come into your feelings and feel your heart, the energy of the giving and the receiving. And as you feel that heart, you begin to feel this energetic expansion around you, where you actually become bigger energetically when you focus in that heart. And we realize we're connected to all beings, all things. But first of all, before we can connect to all beings and all things, we have to connect to ourselves. We connect to ourselves. And then we'll take our arms out and up here, reaching up as you press into the earth. Keep that pelvic bowl level, lengthen the spine, and reach up to the heavens. And then bring your hands to your heart center, again touching, connecting. And then inhale out and up. And exhale, bring it down. A few more times. Inhale out and up. And exhale down. And one more time. Out and up. And exhale down. And really feel that connection to yourself. And then open your arms out. We're going to do some more breathing here. Open your arms out. Pull your elbows. Come on. And then round your spine and give yourself a hug. And open out. And round. So we're rounding our spine and then lifting our heart. A couple more. Round. And open. Last one, round and open. Place your hands behind you on the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades, and lift the heart. Breathing into your belly, soften your jaw and shoulders, and let the breath of life just flow over you. And then inhale your arms up, all the way up, and take your opposite hand to opposite knee, and just allow yourself to melt down and feel the spine as it lengthens. Keep breathing and keep releasing, because breath by breath, you can feel the release of the spine. And then we're coming all the way up, nice and tall. One more final warm-up. You're going to take your right hand on your left knee and take a spinal twist. So twisting, inhale, we grow tall, and exhale, we take it over. Inhale, grow tall, exhale, over. One more time, inhale. Exhale, and back to center. And let's take the other side. So left hand on the right knee, spinal twist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, and twist. Inhale, and twist. And come back. Okay. So now we're just a little warmed up. So we'll review what we went over last week very briefly, and then we're going to move on. So last week we talked about the pelvic bowl and how important it is for a long spine. So I wanted to show you something that about your spine. The spine is so beautiful. It bends a lot of different ways. We can bend forward, we can bend backwards, we can bend side, we can circle around in a motion like so, and all of that. But the most conducive way for us to use our spine and to move our spine is to have a long spine. So if I'm doing a bend and I want to stretch, a lot of people think deeper is better, but when I collapse here. I don't want to collapse, I want to lengthen and stretch. And so here's the idea. Here's your spine, okay? And if I wanted to do something, we want to ground and lengthen. So if I don't ground and I pull myself and I say, lengthen your spine, you're kind of like all over the place. So the first thing you have to do with your spine always is the ground, which is why we connect to the earth through our hips. And then when I lengthen, I pull up, and it makes a difference. So that when I forward bend or back bend, and the bend happens also at the upper back, but I can get the length in my spine as opposed to this. See? We don't want this. We want this length, and then the beautiful movement happens. And that doesn't mean we don't bend here or we don't bend here, but we want to be grounded in our hips. And also, the other thing is, today we're going to talk about is our twists. So when I twist my spine, my upper back is only the part that twists. So if I don't ground myself and then I go to twist my spine, it just kind of, nothing happens, or I'm a little bit grounded and I'm twisting, but it's not really happening. But if this was a dish rag, and I ground my spine, or this is your spine, and you ground your spine and lengthen, and then you twist, well, it's a much more effective twist. So that's what we're going to focus on today, our twists and a long, grounded spine. Look at that as opposed to that. See? So this is what we're working on. Okay. So that being said, let's stand up and move our little castles away. And we do this, take your block and put it between your knees, because this is another way about grounding. And you're going to pick your toes up and place them into the earth, and then just relax with the block. Just relax for a moment. Just relax. All right? Then squeeze the block. And notice when you squeeze the block without tension how you're immediately grounded. That's what we want. We want that feeling, whether we're standing, sitting, lunging, or whatever. You want that feeling of pulling in to a certain degree and keeping the spine, the bowl level. And that's called Mula Bandha. Actually, you're lifting your pelvic floor up. So relax with it for a moment. And then squeeze. All right? So we're relaxed for a moment, so feel the difference, and squeeze. All right, now, when we're squeezed, we're grounded. So now, let's take our arms out and up, using this feeling of being grounded, pelvic bowl is level. We can lace our fingers, or we can just bring them to the side. We're going to inhale tall, with relaxed shoulders, and we are going to bend over to our right with that long spine, keeping the bowl level, which means keep the block slightly squeezed. Inhale up and exhale other side. And feel how stable you are. So relax your shoulders and face you out. And come up and other side. And up and side. Now again, lengthening, so what we talked about before. So you feel this for a moment. I always learn by mistake, so do it wrong. So bend to the side and let your right side just collapse. And you see what it feels like? There's nothing here, there's no stability. All right, now here, come up, and now lengthen pelvic bowl, squeeze the block, and look at what happens to the effectiveness of your spinal, of your bend, yes. And then bring your hands to your heart center. And connect with yourself and breathe. Feel, because that's the gift. The feeling is guiding you. Not even my voice, but the feeling of what happens inside of you. All right, placing your thumbs right here. We practiced last week. We push the block back, which is a cow tilt. That makes for a forward bend. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Use your core. Push the block forward. That's a cat tilt. And we take our arms up. Our lower back is protected, and we take a back bend. Pulling up and in, squeeze that block. That's it. Good. And come up and push the block back. Cow tilt, forward bend, releasing your head. Inhale, press back up, all the way up, neutral spine. Remember how we're grounded. Push the block forward. In a cat tilt, exhale back. Squeeze the block here, and look what happens. You're a little bit more stable. Inhale up, cow tilt, exhale down. And then inhale back up using your core. Cat tilt on a back bend. Good. Inhale up, and then bring your hands to your heart. Okay. All right, we're ready to move on for today. We'll go into a downward facing dog here. So come on down to all fours. You're doing this. Now, if you weren't here last week, you probably want to keep the block between your legs, because this is what we did. We start on all fours, and remember our rule of stacking. Always stacking shoulder, elbow, wrist. Let's do a cat tilt, push the block forward. And a cow tilt, push the block back. So we'll do a few of those. Cat, exhaling. Cow, inhaling. Beautiful. Now you keep going there as you exhale and inhale. Good. Exhaling, pulling up, dropping the head. Good. And inhaling, pulling those shoulders back. So you flow with the breath. Flow. Beautiful. Right. You show the breath and the movement are married. They're together. And feel that feeling of working with the hips so that the movement starts in the hips and the rest of the body follows. That's it. And then movement starts in the hips and then the rest of the body follows. Good. When you feel ready, turn your toes under with a cow tilt. Push up into downward facing dog and pedal your heels. Good. Softening your shoulders. The pads of your hands go into the earth. And you keep working the downward facing dog. When I say working, you flow with it. But keep the cow tilt happening. Shoulders are open and we pedal. Pedal your heels. Now just for fun and just for comparison, we're working the cow tilt here. Try it with a cat tilt and see what happens. You lose, see, that's it, you lose that length in the spine. So cow tilt, lengthen, pull the belly up and then opening the shoulders. Breathing, look to your navel, but don't strain. And then we'll come down on all fours and we'll go to a child's pose, just breathing here. Releasing. Feeling your way through your practice. So now we'll come up and come onto our bellies. So we're stacking here, shoulder on top of the elbow, pulling in, and you can feel the difference of what it feels like if your elbows are out, what it feels like. It feels kind of unsupported, but when you stack shoulder on top of elbow, and then again, because this is a back bend, tuck the tail under slightly, like you're pretending you have the block and pushing the block forward. Now, for comparison, let your heels drop out and feel what that feels like. Doesn't feel very supportive. So now pull the heels towards one another, don't have to touch, We ground ourselves, and then we pull our hearts forward and the shoulders down the back. Beautiful. Breathe here. So we should be active without straining. Breathing. You can look over your right shoulder. Heart's coming forward and center, and over your left shoulder. And center. And then back down, hands by the chest, push back, push to child's pose. And then if you want, you can turn your toes under and push up to downward facing dog or downward facing puppy. So downward facing puppy is here where the hips are on top of the knees. Downward facing dog is pressing up and breathing. Honor yourself in your practice. So wherever you are, just feel your way through that. And we want to open the shoulders and release. Lengthening and releasing with the breath. And then we'll all come up. So we walk our feet between our hands. And then let's bring our hands onto our shins to a flat back. And we talked about this last week, where the flat back is still a cow tilt. I'm pushing the block back. And I'm pushing the shoulders away from the ears, but I'm breathing into my belly very deeply. Inhale, belly big. Exhale, pull the navel back. Inhale, belly big. Exhale, pull back. Couple more. Inhale. Fill the body up with that breath of life and taste it. It's pretty yummy. And then exhale down. And press all the way into your feet. Bring your arms out and up. Lifting up, taking that breath. Pretend the blocks between your legs as you squeeze, lengthen. And let's take a back bend here, just pushing, pretending the imaginary block is coming forward into a cat tilt. And we exhale, pretending squeezing the block as it really grounds us and protects our lower spine. And then we inhale up and bring your hands to your heart. And breathe. And feel. So from here, we will practice a spinal twist, because we've talked about spinal twists this morning. And twists are so great for releasing anxiety and stress, massaging your digestive system, which we all need, little detoxing and things like that. But remember the rule of the twist. The twist happens from the waist up. So we'll pick up our toes and we'll ground, put our feet into the earth, however that feels. Pretend you have the block so you're squeezing it. And now we're going to sit back into an imaginary chair and look down at our toes to make sure we can see our toes, that our knees don't go past. And this is another one for the chair pose where a lot of people take their knees past, and it really is not effective. You want to be able to look down to see your toes, but the spine is neutral behind you. So what does that mean? Think of your spine as long. Bring your hands to your heart center, and we're going to twist from the waist up, twisting to your left. So inhale and twist over and see if you can drop your elbow between your thighs or on the edge of your thigh. And keep twisting, lengthening on the inhalation and twisting on the exhalation. But keeping the neck as part of the spine, lengthen, that's it, good. Keep lengthening on the inhalation and twisting on the exhalation. Lengthen on the in and twist, opening that heart up. Good, beautiful. Final moment. Yeah, you want to keep that neck right in line with the spine because that head's heavy. Come back to center and we'll take a breath here and we'll take the other side. So think of your feet as rooted, your hips are very stable, and we take the elbow in between the thighs, or we take it all the way to the side. And maybe that's too much, and maybe you just take your arm across your thigh and take your other hand behind you. So find what works for you, and then find that position where you are moving from the waist up. So we open, we lengthen, yeah. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist gently. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. There you go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. And those hips are so stable. That's great. Come back to center. Let's take a forward fold. Let it all hang down. Let yourself just melt. And let's grab hold of our elbows here and around the top of your head, and just release your head here. Turn your head side to side as if you're saying no, and then chin to chest as if you're saying yes. As we release, and then we'll press into the earth and bring ourselves down, out, and up. Arms come out and up. Tuck your tail, push that block forward. Back bend, feeling that. Inhale up and hands to heart. All right, and now we're going to do a lunge with a twist. So we're doing all different kinds of twists today, but you'll feel what you want to do is make sure that the head in the twist is not lower, and that has to do with any pose, and a lot of people do this, is even in an extended angle or something like that, they've got their head here. Think of your neck is right in line with your spine, and you tuck the chin under slightly for stability. So you don't want this, you don't want this, you want just lengthen with the spine, and the same thing with the twist. You want that. Just think of this, it's just an extension, because your head, it'll hurt, it can hurt. This guy's heavy. All right, so now for a lunge, come to the front of your mats. And we'll step back with our right foot. Step back with your right foot all the way back, drop the knee. We'll go to the earth here. And just to warm up a little bit, you can put your knuckles, yes, that's what they're called. Push back through the heel, and then drop down, and back through the heel, and drop down. Now, this time, take your left hand on your left thigh, and your right hand stays there, or you can put it on a block to press so that we can lengthen here. So the spine again is going to twist from the waist up. So we inhale, lengthen, and exhale, we twist to your left. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Soft face, spine in line, neck in line. Breathing, feeling. And one more breath, feeling that. And then bring it back. And let's just stretch that out for a moment, because we're going to straighten the front leg, but when we do that, we do this a lot in class, but do a cow tilt. Pretend you're pushing the block back. You don't have to lengthen the leg. You don't have to straighten it completely, but just lengthen it enough so that you're feeling the same feeling as if you were in that downward facing dog, that cow tilt, which is lengthening your spine. Remember, we want that yummy, beautiful, long spine. And then we come forward, and it's more of a cat tilt. And then we come back and it's more of a cow tilt. And we move forward, it's cat, because it's lengthening, it's more of a back bend. And here we are in the forward bend. Now the next time we come forward, let's bring our hands up and pretend the block is between your hands, between your thighs. Pull that belly up and in, so you're squeezing the imaginary block that makes you grounded, and then you're able to lift up if it's available to you. Breathing here. So feeling, now we'll take it a little deeper, that twist. Take your hands to your heart and rotate your right elbow to your left thigh. Same principles. Hips come forward, spine happens from the waist up. Lengthen and breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. We're not straining. Come back to center. Take that left leg back. You can go to downward facing dog, cow tilt, pressing up, or downward facing puppy or child's pose. Whatever works for you. Feeling your way through it, breathing, releasing whatever you need to release. Letting go. So from there, we're going to come to a high plank position again. Now you can either in your high plank position have you always want the shoulders on top of the hands, or you can drop your knees. And just for practice, because this is basic, we lower ourselves down, keeping your elbows between, right close to your body, and then bring your elbows back to your waist. Tuck your chin under slightly. Tops of the feet are on the floor. Breathing. And maybe lifting your hands off the floor. Engaging your heels, pretend the block is between your thighs without straining. And then dropping down and push back, child's pose. And then we come up and we're going to bring our right foot forward in the lunge. And here we are again, knee on top of foot. So you can use your block to start. Place your left hand on the block, right hand on the thigh. Hips come forward, knee is on top of the foot, and we take a gentle twist here to our right. So looking over, lengthening, soft face. Inhale, lengthen. Right, exhale, twist, beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then come back to center. We'll remove the block and we'll straighten out our leg a little bit. So, cow tilt as we push back. And you can use the blocks if you want. There, you can use the blocks on either side. And then cat tilt coming forward as we feel our way through this lengthening cow tilt. Inhale. Exhale forward. And inhale back. Breathing. And one of the other options here is when you're back, you can lift your your front toe and breathe into it. Feel your body. Feel your energetic body. And then we come forward. Now we have our cat tilt as we begin to raise our hands up And pretend the block is between our thighs, supporting the block, supporting our lower body. Soft face and shoulders. And then if it's available, because you are stable, you can lift up. Now this is a little bit of a back bend, so tuck that tail, squeeze the inner thighs together, and without being grounded between the earth and the sky. Beautiful. Feel it in you. Feel the balance. And then bring your hands to your heart center, and we take a little deeper of a twist. We can twist to our right with our left elbow going across if that's available, and if not, just take your hand there, here, twisting, or you can twist deeper, and there's all kinds of variations. You could straighten your back leg in a little deeper of a twist, but this is basic, so we'll keep it basic. Always being grounded, let long spine, twist the long spine, not a compressed spine. Come back to center. Let's take that right leg back into child's pose or downward facing dog. So in the downward facing dog, we make sure that we have that cow tilt. So don't move your hands now when I assist you, okay? Just gonna lengthen your spine. Inhale, exhale. And feel the edge. Inhale, exhale. Look into your navel. Inhale, exhale. So we find all the space and we release the shoulders. Yeah. Then we drop back down to child's pose and just release it. Beautiful. And just breathe. And just be. Okay, so now we'll take a deep breath and go ahead and walk your hands back out. So we'll come just for an alternating balance, an alternating pose here. Coming onto your belly. Take your hands down behind you. And you can lift one leg off the floor or both legs off the floor, keeping your head on the floor. Or for this locust pose, you can hug the muscles to the bones and very gently just lift up just for a few moments. Breathing into your belly, pulling those shoulders down the back, feeling the length rather than just strength. You can take your hands off or you can lace your fingers, but remember, we don't get greedy here. We just feel what works for us. Feeling in the moment, the length, the chin is tucked under slightly in the locust. And then we can drop our head to the side, let the heels drop out, and let yourself completely relax. And then place your hands by your chest and turn your toes under and push back, breathing and feeling. And then we'll take another spinal twist here. This is thread the needle, which is a yummy twist. But again, you want to be stacked. You want the hips on top of the knees. And you're going to extend your right arm up, lifting up, push in so that we're stacked here. And then this is the thread. And here's the eye of the needle. You take it through, so shoulder, face, and head come on the floor, like so. And if that's too much for you, you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath your head. And just breathe here. And then you can raise your left arm up into the sky and circle it around. But if you have problems with your neck or shoulders, you probably wouldn't want to do this one. And then we take the arm around the back and just hold it for a moment. Keep rotating the same rotations as we had before, where you lengthen and then twist. And lengthen and then twist. One more time, lengthen and twist. Feeling that length in the spine and feeling the twist. And it even doesn't look like much, but boy, you feel it. And it's just the muscles, everything inside of you is getting such a beautiful massage. Soft face and shoulders. And we come back to center. Inhale. And then let's take the other side. So pressing in, we lift our left arm up. Oops, I didn't know. And then take it through, shoulder, face, and head on the floor, and take it down. Feeling this and breathing. And again, if it's too much for your neck, it's very easy to just put something here until you get the flexibility in the shoulders. And then you can raise your right arm up, you can twist it, especially with computers and the mouses, those beloved mouses that we use all day long with our computers. And then let's circle the arm a little bit, just circling it. And then either wrap it around your back or find a place where you feel supported, but make sure your neck's not pinched. So you inhale, lengthen, and exhale, lift that shoulder up. That's it. Inhale, lengthen. Beautiful. And twist. And one more time. Lengthen. And twist. And just feel that for a moment and breathe. And coming back to center. What we're going to do here, I'm going to be cracking the whip. We're going to come to a standing position because we're going to use the same principle that we just used in a standing position where we kept rotating on the breath. All right? So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and step to the front of your mat and step back with your right foot. Just front of your mat. And step back with your right foot. So I'll go this way so you can see. Step back with your right foot and turn to the right. So our hips are to the right. We're going for warrior 2 here. Left knee is on top of the foot. That's it. And the back toe is turned in. So that's it. You want to turn that back toe in. And the hips are level. Remember, we always talk about the hips being level. Our pelvic bowl is level. So here we are. Now we take our nice long spine, sitting in our pelvic bowl, and let your arms extend out and up. Right, relaxed shoulders. The fingertips are an extension of your heart. There you go. Breathing. And the knee is on top of the foot. Right? So soft shoulders and breathing there. I'm turning to the side. Here. All right, now same principle as we had before is you're just going to take your forearm to your thigh, your left forearm to your left thigh, or your right if you're on the other side. Now, think of that as that long spine that we were doing. That's it. And the same thing will happen. You can take the palm down over your ear. The same movement happens. You inhale, you grow tall, and you exhale and you twist open. And the hips are very stable, and they're pushing down into the right side of the foot. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, that twist keeps happening now. See if you can tuck the chin under slightly and then find your way looking up. That's it, long. So the same principle. Breathing there. So the breath, grounding yourself, the breath is lengthen, exhale, twist. Pushing against your thigh. Lengthen, exhale, twist. One more time, lengthen, exhale, twist. Now to come out of it, inhale, press up. All right? So let's just bring our feet parallel, and we'll just do the other side for ease. So turning the toe out, turning the back toe in, hips are side. Pressing down into your lunge, knee on top of the foot. Pelvic bowl level. Right, think of the spine as long and grounded. So even though we're in a lunge here, you have pretend you have the block between your thighs. Right, you have the block between your thighs and the hips are to the side. So what we're going to do is take the arms out. Look down your fingertips, beautiful. Check your shoulders. Make sure the back of your foot is pressed against the earth and your knee is stacked here. Soft shoulders. So this is warrior two, and a lot of times you want to check your pelvic bowl and see the spine is long. Now on an inhalation you grow tall, and on the exhalation you can take the forearm against the thigh and you find the length here and the openness. Breathing, good, beautiful. Now it progresses. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twisting. Ever so slightly, beautiful. Inhale, lengthening, exhale, rotating, even though the legs are grounded. One more time, inhale, and feeling this length and strength, ease and grace, and yet it keeps the rotation. We don't want to collapse here. We don't want this collapse. We want this length. Better to be long and high than short and collapsed. And then inhale, press up, and then we'll bring the feet parallel. So we're going to take a forward bend here, placing your thumbs right here. Pretend you have the block, push the block back, which is the cow tilt, and we come down, breathing. Come to 90 degrees and just look up slightly. Soft face, shoulders down the back. One more breath here, and then we allow ourselves to have a meltdown. Now a meltdown can be with or without a block. You can put your hands on the block and move your hip forward. Let your head hang down. And move your hips side to side. Releasing. And then move your head side to side. Now everybody take your block and place it up on its edge. Place your left hand right beneath the body, right beneath the midline. And let your right arm float up and place it on your sacrum. Same thing, twist here. Look at all these twists we have today. Inhale, lengthening, but the hips stay center. Yeah. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. Beautiful, neck is in line with the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Beautiful, from the waist up. You've got it. Come back to center, and of course you can do this with or without the block. Take a breath before you do the other side so it integrates. And then you stack shoulder, elbow, wrist, And then you place, you twist, but keep the hips level. Keep the neck in line. We inhale, lengthen. That's it. Exhale, twisting. Good. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. So if you need to bend your knees just slightly, you can, but it's better for stability that they're not locked. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last time, lengthen. And twist. Come back to center. Bend your knees, place your hands on your thighs, and we push into the earth as we cat tilt and roll all the way up. And I always like from here to press into the earth and bring your arms up as if you're the star, because you are. And then step your feet together. Facing front, bring your hands to your heart. And then let your eyes float open. Okay, let's head down onto our mats. We're doing a lot of spinal twists today, so I want to do a forward bend and a back bend before we do a couple more, and then it's time to let all that new energy come into your body and feel it. So sit up on a pillow, whatever you need to do for your forward bends. And you can bring your left knee in. And again, here we are. Is your forward bend going to be like this? Or is it going to be like this? If you have that cow tilt happening and you're sitting up nice and tall on the edge of your little bolster there, it's going to make your spine longer. And that's what we want. And you can always bend this knee, but you don't want this happening in the bend. Like a lot of people do their forward bend like that. That has a direct influence on where your pelvic floor is. So no, it doesn't matter how bent your knee is, but you want the foot up. All right? Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, grow tall. There's the same principle. Root into the earth. Push the sacrum forward. Relax your face and shoulders. And we move on the breath. We grow tall on the inhalation, and we exhale down. And we grow tall on the inhalation, and we exhale. Try not to collapse your heart. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale down. Now you can take your hands down without collapsing, because we're not collapsing today. But keep pushing yourself into that cow tilt. That's right. Lifting the tail behind you. So just for comparison here, do a cat tilt and see what happens. Sure, I get rounded, I get further down, but it works different muscles. So sometimes we want to do that, but for this we don't. All right? So now pressing in, we're going to lift up tall. Press your right hand into your right thigh and take your left arm up. Inhale, up. Push into that thigh so you're pushing away. And exhale down. And push away. We like resistance to lift up and down. Long spine. Inhale, up. Hold it up here. Relax face and shoulders. Now take that left arm around your back, either onto the earth, or you can wrap it around your back. And the same thing happens. We inhale, we grow tall, and we exhale and we twist. We inhale, grow tall, and exhale, twist. Now you can take your right hand and take it to your left knee for a little deeper, but get tall. That's it. And there's lots of variations on these twists, but it's the primary twist is a twist. Now one more breath here. And then come back to center. All right, so I always like to release. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand on the floor and press up on your left knee and come all the way up here just to release it all. Breathing. And then we come down. right, let's switch sides. Extending the left leg out, remembering that the spine is long. And the foot can be anywhere, and you actually could put a block under the knee if you needed to. You do support yourself any way you need to. All right, here we go. Inhale, tall. We have a cow tilt happening, so the spine is long, and we exhale forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, forward. One more time. Inhale, tall, soft face. We're not forcing anything, we're feeling it. And then we drop the hands, but we don't collapse the spine. That's right, you keep working your cow tilt. Now, just for fun, bend your knee, and notice that you can go a little deeper into your hips. You bend your knee, but don't lose your cow tilt. Keep the cow tilt happening, and look what happens to you. You're actually working deeper in your hips. Breathing into the sensation. Inhale, up, nice and tall. All right, now we press our left hand in against. Inhale, right arm up, left, and then down, and up. With the breath, the movement moves with the breath, that's right, and down. And two more times, up, and down. And last one, up, nice and tall. Now we can switch. We can put the left hand on the right knee to get an even deeper, but we have to have that long spine. There you go. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, twist. Yeah, feeling your way through. If it doesn't honor you, then you don't do it. Taking the right hand behind you on the earth. Same movement. Massaging those internal organs, and you can take that right hand behind you, breathing, and then coming back to center, feeling it, and then taking the right hand behind you on the floor and lifting up to release. All the way up, tuck the tail under for this, so you're protecting your lower spine. This stuff becomes instinctive after a while. And come down. When you're first learning it, you're like tail in, tail out, and it is so much to think about, but after a while, it's instinctive. As soon as you lift up, you remember what to do. Okay, one more spinal twist before we go on our backs. Put your hands behind you and bring your knees up. Again, this is quite a contrast. You take the pillow away. Lift your heart and feel what it feels like with a long spine. Drop your knees to the right and look to the left. And then come back to center and take the other side. And back to center. So just for contrast, take your knees to the right, look to the left, and let your spine drop. And feel it. It's pretty amazing. Now lengthen the spine. Feel it. Come back to center. So that's why mistakes are not bad. They're learning tools. So drop it to the left. Drop the spine. And then inhale up to feel what it feels like to get the most. Come back to center. All right, let's go ahead and roll on our backs. Lying down. Bring your knees to your chest and just roll around. We did a lot of spinal twists today, and they seem very subtle, but trust me, they're very powerful. So let's take our feet to the sky, keeping your sacrum on the floor. Point and flex. And point and flex your ankles. And it doesn't matter if your legs are straight or not. And then rotate your ankles. One direction and then the other. And then let's bring our right knee in and our left leg long. Breathing. And then switch sides. Just breathe. And then bring both knees in. So we've just massaged our ascending and now our transverse colon and our descending colon. Pulling in. And then we'll place our feet hip width apart. Shins parallel or perpendicular. Perpendicular to the floor. Cat tilt and push in to lift up into that bridge pose. The pelvic bowl is actually in a cat tilt till you get to the edge, and then the bowl is neutral, so whatever it takes for neutral. So from here we'll do something different today. Take your arms over your head in the bridge pose. So you're way up on your shoulders. But feel what you have to do in your hips to create comfort and stability in your spine. Breathing. And then lower your body down one vertebra at a time, and then bring your arms around your knees into that tight ball again. And then take your arms over your head, feet back to hip width apart. Cat tilt as you press up into the bridge. And then lower down and take a few cycles of this, because this is really good for lengthening and strengthening the front and the back of the body. So you take it at your speed. Just being mindful that you're doing it through what you're feeling and not what you're thinking. Rounding and then making that bridge. Take one more cycle. And then we'll finish up with a spinal twist. Take your arms out to your side. And then dropping your knees to the right, look to the left. Soft. And then bring your knees up. And switch sides, knees to the left and look to the right. And then back to center. And then we'll prepare for Savasana, final relaxation pose. So you can put something under your knees, under your head, and a great little thing to do for Savasana with these pillows, a pretty flat pillow, is just roll it slightly one time and put that part of it under your neck. And you've got a roll under the neck and a padding. So just enough to support the neck, but keep the most of the support down by the cervical spine lower, and that really helps. And you can put something underneath your knees, but here we do the opposite of what we've been doing. We let everything go. We drop the toes out to the side, arms are out about 45 degrees. We take a few breaths here, and I'm going to come around and just lengthen your spine just a little to release your hips. Just want to give you this neck. Okay, this looks a little better. So we'll take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. And let everything drop away. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful soft face. Feeling, because we've opened up the channels here. We've opened the channels in our body, in our energetic body. And when we do that, you can actually feel the life force flowing. You feel the tension and the constriction gone, because you've literally twisted it out. And you're in this moment, this sacred moment with your sacred being, the sacred body, the sacred earth. It's all a gift. Just feeling that place of receiving the life force and the light. Feeling your heart open, coming from that place of the heart. Feel as if your heart is receiving this beautiful energy from the sun or the heavens and from the earth. And all of this life force is flowing through you. It's all creative energy. Feel the creativity, feel the love, and feel the light in your body on a cellular level. So we feel our connection to ourselves, but we also feel our connection to something greater. Something that gives life to all of creation. Some call it the divine, some call it source, spirit. You are connected. We are one. So very gently begin to bring yourself back, wiggling your fingers and toes. And draw your knees to your chest and just roll over to your right side in the fetal position. Feeling enjoying, I-N-joying. And then very gently press into your left hand and come on up to a seated position. Staying as interiorized as you can as we conclude our practice with gratitude. Feeling the breath. Being in this moment, because that's all that exists. And then bring your hands to your heart center, connecting with that heart. And then bow to the spirit in ourselves, and we bow to the spirit in one another as we say Namaste.